Welcome back to BLOCKTV. It's time now for Suck My Blockchain, where every day our team members scour the World Wide Web for the best offerings in crypto and blockchain. And today we have with us our very own Zachy Hennessy to slurp up every morsel from that blockchain. Let us know what you've got, Zachy.
Here's the thing. First things first. The big whoopsie of the week comes from Tether. Big whoopsie of the week, that's a segment that I'm working on, but we'll get into that later. Tether, according to Whale Alert, they minted 5 billion coins on the 13th and then promptly burned 4,500,000,000 half an hour later. That's not really something that happens very frequently, believe it or not.
You create 5 billion, you destroy 4.5 billion.
So as you can imagine, people reacted quite strongly. You've got @C3_Nick who responded to Whale Alert's tweet with, "Nah, accidentally minting 5 billion Tether first and then burning 5 billion is not manipulation at all. No way. Nothing to see here." It's not 5 billion, it was 4.5 billion. Try and keep up, Nick.
Come on,
You got One Wicht who replied, "Good news. We still have 500 million to pump the Ponzi." So a little bit of cynicism there. And finally, everyone's favorite Twitter user @A482829 hit us with some wisdom. They say, "There is old saying, never print money on Saturday when you are most likely drunk."
Was that Russian? Was that Indian? What was the accent?
I'll never tell.
It was a mix.
That's my secret.
He wouldn't want to alienate any particular ethnicity, so he'll alienate them all at once.
Now, the biggest theory surrounding this thing, by the way, is that there was just a small typo when they were adding in all those tokens. They meant to add in the 500 million, but they added in another 0. So then they had to, do some quick tidying up.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
sometimes add an extra 0 and accidentally create $5 billion worth of value.
Just completely artificially inflate the economy. Whoops, not again.
Whoopsie-doodle.
Silly me.
Gotta love the blockchain. Keeping track of it all. It's there for eternity.
Dun, 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 dun. Silver bells, Miss Piggy. The wedding of the hour has come and gone and left us with a Twitch VOD. Tovarish Finn is the mastermind behind CryptoWeddings.io, a site which allows users to register their marriages on the blockchain, and just last week he proved the site's worth by holding his own wedding, wherein he and his wife now were married using that technology. The wedding was gorgeous, and we have footage of it here. It's a little quiet, but man, the ambiance is something.
Your love is now secured forever.
So romantic.
That's something right there.
Isn't that so romantic? Now, I didn't show the whole ceremony, but they start by walking up to the podium together and then setting down their smartphones across from each other, and then they're kind of clicking on those, send out the request, the approval. It's all very blockchain. So I think this is the future of weddings. Before too long, we'll all be officiated by an eerie electronic presence and filmed from a forgotten camera on the upper balcony of a dingy warehouse.
I look forward to the inevitable blockchain divorces, though, that are bound to come. I mean, that's just going to be a barrel. You want that thing remembered for all time.
Yeah, and the electronic presence is very important in those as well. They've always been known for
to really add that
exceptionally
human touch.
Cold and all the things that you want from a divorce.
Excellent. All right, what else we got for a second?
Now, I know that I said the Tether thing was the big news of the day, but I lied to you. Mr. POTUS himself, Donald Trump, tweeted about Bitcoin for the very first time, and like most first times, it was short, unusual, and didn't really leave anyone impressed. In the tweet that was tweeted on the 11th, he said, "I am not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." He went on to say, the same goes for Libra, and that the US dollar is the strongest currency in the world. Now, these tweets have caused a lot of speculation and maybe even a little bit of controversy because, frankly, they just don't sound like your boy Donnie wrote them. I think that a true Trump tweet about Bitcoin would be more like, "Bitcoin is very bad. It's just as bad as the other terrible money you'll find in Asia or one of those other places with the small people. Its only good money is the US dollar because it is the only money that is good." Okay?
I mean, yeah, one or the other. I think they could both be.
You're not going to give me anything on that spot-on impression, huh?
I'm not going to give it to you.
I looked up a video that said how to do a Donald Trump impression, and I watched the whole thing
The fact
at
that the
1.5
video
speed
already
because I was in a rush.
The fact that the video already exists may suggest you, Zachy, the joke's already tired, but you know what? You keep plugging it, man. You bring it back. You bring it
Listen,
back.
in 20 years at parties, people are going to be like, "Wow, he does a great impression of former President Donald Trump."
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, you're not invited to those parties. Now, a lot of people responded to the president's tweet, chief among them, Mr. Justin Sun, the CEO of Tron, who said, "Mr. President, you are misled by fake news. Hashtag Bitcoin and hashtag blockchain happens to be the best chance for US. I'd love to invite you to have lunch with crypto leaders along with Warren Buffett on July 25th. I guarantee you after this lunch, nobody will know crypto more than you." Will the call to action be successful? Will Justin be able to convince these economic powerhouses of crypto's value? Will the president eat his $800 steak with ketchup? Find out next time on SMB.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Zachy Hennessy. You slurped, you gargled, and you got through all the Bitcoin and the blockchain news. Thank you so much for that. Stay with us at blocktv.com. I'm Asher Westrop Evans. Thanks for watching.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.